Hello lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and I felt the urgent need to make this video because I feel that somebody needs to hear this message. So here we go. Title of today's video is Ladies, Stop Letting Men Bust Nuts in You Raw. And I'm sorry that the title is vulgar. I choose not to sugarcoat this, and I choose not to cloak or pretend like this issue is a lot prettier than it actually is. There's some things going on out there that I've recently been made more and more aware of, and it is frightening and it's disheartening, and I am angry about it. I'm angry. Let me tell you what's happening nowadays. Ladies, oh gosh, you got these men using you as their STD test. Oh, that's actually number 2 on the list. Let me start with number 1. Whew, number 1, sister, you're putting your life in his hands. A person who's, and we're going to go in number 6, when I pull out my board, we're going to talk about exactly whose hands you're putting your life in, but just on the very surface. You're putting your life in the hands of a person who he himself is not meticulous about his STD testing. Oh gosh, you know what? Some of you ladies, some of us are having intercourse with people who are refusing to get tested. Not only do they not know their status, but they're refusing to get tested, and then you let yourself get put into a situation where then at this point you're aroused and he's aroused, and then you let whatever happens happens. And I'm saying, listen, ladies, oh God, ladies, somebody. One of us has to have our wits about us. Somebody has to be the one thinking clearly. And if it's not going to be him, then it must be you. And are you really willing to put your life and your sexual health and safety in the hands of a person who is out of his mind, who goes completely into mental shutdown mode when he gets aroused and starts doing any and everything because it quote unquote feels good or because you look clean? Let me tell you something, disease ain't got no look. Disease ain't got no look, because I've met people with HIV. You need to go look at some of these videos online and see what a person who has HIV looks like. They don't have these scabs and open sores and sunken in eyes. No. They look like you and me, honey. They're among us. Yes. They are us. Yes. Yes. Listen to what I'm saying. 1 in 5 people who have HIV don't even know that they have it. That's 20% of the people. 20% of the people who have HIV don't know that they have it. And ladies, when I say, are you willing to put your life in his hands, I didn't want to talk about this stat because I don't want to blame this on men. I don't want to blame anybody. But in the lesbian community, HIV is pretty much no. I think, 4% of the lesbian population has HIV. Other than that, HIV is pretty much null and void in the lesbian population. And according to what it is that I've read, HIV is introduced into women through men's penises. So much so that many lesbian women don't even want to be with bisexual women because that is the introduction to a plethora, not even HIV, just a plethora of all types of maladies. Listen, ladies, you have to remember that your vagina is an open space. And it is so easy. Once that semen gets around in this area, it's so easy for you to catch all types of STDs. Let's go on to number 2. I don't want this to be a really, really long video. I want you to be able to get the point. Men are using you as their STD test, so that they're running up inside you raw. You're the one running around going to the clinic, not them. And if you come back, quote unquote, clean, then they're like, oh, okay, so I don't have anything. This just doesn't make any sense, ladies, for you to put yourself in this position so that you have to go to the clinic to get yourself tested, get his body tested through yours, because at worst comes to worst, honey, you find out that you have something. What do you do? What do you do at that point? Oh, goodness. And you know what? Not only STDs, but listen, pregnancy. Whatever happened to being concerned about getting pregnant from a person who has not married you? This is what I'm saying. You're putting your life in the hands of a person who is here today, maybe gone tomorrow. This person has not married you. And if there's a person who's telling you, if he's telling you that he wants you to have his baby and he's not married to you, this is a red flag. Why do you want to bring an entire new life into this world where we would have to be co-parents and we're not married? Honey, let me tell you something. I'm a business owner and I'm not starting any business with anybody who is not signing paperwork. I'm not. It gets too messy when it's time to make decisions. Not only that, you have to know and you have to have in writing what is expected of each partner. The decisions that it takes to get married and what it is that you need to discuss before you enter into this lifelong partnership are the things that need to be talked about before you go and you have this person's baby and you tie this person into your life for the rest of your life. You have no idea how many women, when Father's Day, listen, Father's Day just passed. Oh, the arguments I got into on my wall, had to block a few folks because some of these ladies had angry at their baby daddy, angry at the father who wasn't there for them, angry. And it's like this vicious cycle just continues. And it's like somebody has to have their wits about them. Somebody has to be the one to be like, put the brakes on it. And you are the one with the tremendous burden. You have the open vagina and you're the one who has to carry these children. I want you to, let's do a little quick meditation. I want you to just meditate with me real quick. I want you to tell me what this feels like. Calm yourself and just imagine. Imagine this. Imagine you find the man of your dreams. Oh, he's so handsome and he's so nice to you. Good man, wonderful provider, great person, and wonderful potential dad. And he wants to marry you. Let's say, okay, fast forward to the wedding. Think about your life with this person, happily ever after, and for the rest of your life, you are unable to have unprotected sex with your husband because of something that you did with a man who was not. Listen to me, lady. Listen to me. Imagine what that will feel like for the whole rest of your life in this marriage with this person and never ever being able to remove the condom. Always, every single night when you roll over with your husband, not being able to enjoy husband sex, unprotected sex with your husband because of something that you did with a man who was not. Are you willing to give up that type of joining, that type of pleasure and bonding with your husband because of some man who was here today, gone tomorrow, a man who never put a ring on it? Not only that, let's go into another. Let's imagine again. Imagine not feeling safe to be able to give vaginal birth to your child. Imagine sitting there 9 months in worry, wondering what type of suppressant drugs you'll have to take because your baby can't come into contact with your vagina nor your blood. Listen to me. Imagine that. Are you willing to risk the whole rest of your future on a man who is using you as his STD test? Are you? Ladies, wake up! God, wake up! If nobody is going to be concerned about your health, you be concerned about your health. This is your future. And I don't care what this man, I don't care what his standards are. That is not of my concern because I don't know him and I don't know what he's used to and I don't know where he's been. But you, my sister, you have to take care of yourself. You do. You need to be cognizant and you need to be aware that your life goes on from him. And if he is not willing to cover it up, oh honey, walk out. Leave. You're not someone's STD test. You're not someone's cum depository so that they run their semen through you to see if a disease pops out. We're talking about, listen, herpes, HPV. Some of these things are so nice as to go away. Chlamydia. 75% of the people who have chlamydia have no symptoms. 75%. That was the last time I checked in 2007. You can go check the stats now. Asymptomatic. 75%. So that some of us ladies are not even getting testing because we're afraid. We know that we did some things that we shouldn't have been doing. So now we're afraid, and we go from one partner to the next, no test. And these men, oh, you look clean, really? Is that who you're going to put your life in the hands of, a person who is telling you that you look clean? You know what? We have to have enough self-love. Enough self-love. I I was talking to a young lady. You guys know that I do phone coaching. You can come to my website and get half an hour phone coaching. I was talking to a young lady, and none of the men that she's ever been with have ever wanted to wear condoms, and they all give her some sort of problem. They nag her down about not wanting to wear condoms until she just gives in. Really? I wish a fool would, because I know that if you're trying to do that with me, how many other people have you done that with? I wish a fool would. And you know what? I don't know why this is her particular journey in life, because I don't have people who come to me with that damn foolishness. They don't. This is how I stay clean, fool. No. I wish a fool would. I wouldn't do what? You don't like what? Please. Let me go on from that point. Oh, you know what we talked about, all 5 points. Let's get the chart out now. Because I want you to see what it is that we're dealing with. Because you know what? Okay, he's a great guy. I love him too. It's wonderful. He's the perfect dude. Oh, yes. Oh, he's beautiful and he's so great and all this other stuff. That's wonderful. So you trust him. That's fine. I don't blame you for trusting him. That's cool. That's cool. But then let's talk about it now. Okay. So this is you, little princess. This is you. And this is your guy. This is Bobby. Okay. Let's hold hands. So this is you and that's Bobby. And you guys are in love right now. Okay. Now, before you came into the picture, Bobby was with Susie. Number one, you don't know Susie, do you? You don't know Susie. And little did you know, Susie has a thing for bad boys. Okay. So Susie has a thing. Let me give him some muscles, some bad boy muscles, and some abs. Okay. So Susie has a thing for bad boys. So this is them holding hands. Now, meanwhile, you're with him. He's been with Susie. And part of what makes this guy so bad and what makes him not really care so much about women, because he got a thing for other men. So here we go. This is his other bad boy, muscular man over here. Right? So while you're in a relationship with him, you're having unprotected intercourse with him, right? That's his little lingy. This is getting vulgar. So now you're having unprotected intercourse with him, but he's had unprotected intercourse with Susie within the past 3 months. You know that it takes 3 months for HIV to even turn up in his system. So meanwhile, we haven't even passed the 90-day frame because him and Susie went back and forth. You know, they've been together for so long. And, you know, he didn't know that during a break, Susie had been with Macho Man over there. And Macho Man is living his life however he's living because Susie, you know, is making her own choices however she's making them. So it's going to take 90 days. And we don't know during one of your breakups or whatever who he slipped back in line with and what he was doing. We don't know. And we don't know what Susie was doing on the side over there either. So here we go. You go on from there, right? You go get tested. You don't, and this is what I'm saying. This person is not even your husband. Not even your husband. There's some people out there who can't trust their husbands with unprotected sex. You're increasing your risk by doing it with a person who is having intercourse with Susie. Let's say he wasn't a bad boy and didn't like other men. Let's say he liked a woman who liked intravenous drugs, or who was dating a guy who was a horrible alcoholic, who was having intercourse with a person who was on intravenous drugs. Or let's say this person that he was with was dating the person down there. Or this person, it's like whenever you have intercourse with a person, you're having intercourse with all of their past, but not only just their past, but the people who was in that person's past and the people who were in their past, and it just goes on from there. Now that what it is that he has is now what this person has, who had intercourse with him, who had intercourse with her, and now it's back over to him. And then it just keeps going. It's just a vicious cycle. And then you, poor young thing, what do you do when this situation is over, because you realize he wasn't really into you during so many of your breaks? He was going back and forth with Susie. Susie was a party girl, doing all types of stuff at the club, sucking penis in the bathroom. We don't really know. He was getting blowjobs from people at the bus stop. Who knows, right? So now that whole part of your life is over. And now you go to get married to your handsome, wonderful guy. I'm going to put a suit on him. He has on a tie and a suit, and he's so wonderful. Okay, so that's your husband down there. And now your poor husband, for the rest of your life, forever and ever, you can't have unprotected intercourse with your own husband. Not only that, when you go to have little children, poor little children, so sad. Poor little children, or the inability to even have or even be able to think that you should or could have children, especially vaginally. And then, so we're talking about this relationship that you have with him. We're talking about 365 days of the year times, let's see, how many years will you guys be together? 50 years? I can't do the math on that. Actually, I could do the math, because 365 times 100 would be like 800. So let's say 400. I don't know. How much is 365 times 100 would be 3,650. And half of 3,600, let's just cut that down to, let's say, 1,700. Let's just, gosh. Wow. Imagine that. Actually, that would be 36,000, because there would be 2 zeros on the end of that. I'm using poor math, because you know what, I'm in the middle of a video. Please, I hope my father doesn't see that, because that would be the end of me right there. That would be 36,500. So half of 36,000 would be 17,000. For 17,000 days, every single time, 17,000 times, you'd not be able to lay down with your husband unprotectedly. And that guy would always be a reminder to you. It's not, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Ladies, stop letting these men go inside there unprotected. You have to be the utmost concern for your own health, safety, and your own future. You know, this whole baby mama epidemic is nowadays the least of your concern. The least. Goodness. Listen, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. You can come over to my website if you like a phone coaching. I won't be doing them for much longer. I had that as an offer, but I'm going to be removing that soon. But phone coaching right here, you can come to my website, TonyaTko.com. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. All of the links will be below the video. Click on the see more. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at TonyaTko. And I know that this was a very heavy topic, but goodness, tell me, is it worth it? You know what? We all know somebody who has HIV. We do. And I know I'm going to get comments from a particular subscriber of mine who keeps talking about how HIV is not really real, that the thing that they're searching for is the same, produces the same positive result on malaria tests, and that what they're really considering HIV is malaria, and that's, you know, why there are so many people in Africa who are coming up HIV positive. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about the black statistics. Yay, because I did want to say this is America. I don't know, malarious. I don't know how many malarious. I was going to say butterfly mosquitoes there are going around in America, but this is. I'm not gonna. I don't think you should operate under the premise that HIV is fake. I don't think you should do that. So here we go. Let's talk about the statistics. Okay. We did say 1 in 5 people living with HIV are unaware of their infection. It says here that while blacks represent approximately 14% of the U.S. population, they accounted for almost half, 46% of people living with HIV in the United States in 2008, as well as 44% of new infections in 2009. And then it says that HIV infections have been pretty stable. Then it talks about Latinos. It says while Latinos represent 16% of the population, they account for about 17% of the people living with HIV. And then like the female white, oh my gosh, and male white, we're talking about 2.6% and 15.9%. And it's like, you know, I understand that, you know, ignorance is bliss, and people, listen, we got to do better than this. How? This just, please, I need your input on that. I wasn't expecting this to be a 20-minute video, but it went there. It went there. Hug me. Let's hug and get out of here. Hug me. Oh, I love you guys very much. Love, 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 love. I know this was a hard topic. Please write your comments below. I hope that if this has inspired anybody to have enough self-love to cover up, then this video was well worth it then. Well worth it. You have to be willing to walk away. If somebody doesn't care enough about you to respect your future and your health enough to be like, okay, I'll put one on. If they try to say, listen, it's not worth it, I'm going to leave you if you don't do this that way, listen, you have to be worth more than that. If they don't care about you that much, that's a tremendous indicator. Don't think you're going to lose anything. We have to be comfortable being by ourselves. Some relationship, any relationship is not better than the relationship that you have with yourself. You have to love yourself first and foremost, your life before theirs. You do. Oh, Lord. And I'm out of here. TonyaTko, I'd love your comments below. And I'm out. Peace. One more hug? Okay. One more hug before we go. Love, 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 love. Oh, I never even gave the closing. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, love yourself. Love yourself, honey. And that's Tonya with an O. Tonyatko. TKO. And I'm out. Peace. Love yourself first.